Hey everyone, for the evening reflection today, I'm going to focus a little bit more on stress management and some of the techniques that I use with adults and with children when I work with them. So last night, somebody had opened a balcony door and closed it, and I heard the click of the door, and I woke up with a fright. So my heart was racing because I'm already under stress with unemployment, with all the reporting I have to do, with my job search. And so I had to focus my mind on breathing to get my heart to go down. And it wasn't going down, it just kept pumping faster and faster and faster. So I got up, I had a glass of water, and then I focused on naming 5 things in my apartment. And this is a stress reduction technique that you can use with children, you can use it with adults, just naming 5 things and breathing slowly. And then once I had that glass of water, my heart calmed down, and then I went off to sleep. So it was in the middle of the night, it would startle anyone. It was around 3 in the morning. And when you're in a deep sleep and you hear something like that, it can sound much louder than it is. And so these are just techniques that you can use if you're like me in transition, in unemployment, or you're going through a stressful period. It's something that I do for myself. It's not something that other people taught me. It's just something that I do for myself. And the funny thing is that even when we had the break-ins in Zimbabwe, when we used to come home and find the doors wide open and get up in the morning and see the back doors wide open or the trap doors being moved, I never went through this kind of heavy anxiety, almost distress. It was just like, you know what, we're going to deal with this and move on. But when your body's been under stress for too long, and for me it's been going on not only with the call center work, but with being in low wages, unemployment, and then not being able to find a full-time role, those things can exacerbate and lead to this kind of distress and stress over your heart, over your mind. So that's a technique I used last night, and it worked for me. It's something that helped me to calm down, to get my heart rate down. And then once my heart rate was down, just to tell myself I'm safe, I'm in my home, there's no one in my apartment, I don't have to worry. And even just getting up and coming to get that glass of water, I thought, I hope there's no one in my apartment. Because I've heard stories, I heard from my aromatherapy teacher how somebody had gotten into her condo and she was on the 2nd floor, and they didn't come in through the door, they came in through her balcony. So I was thinking, was that my door or was it somebody else's door? There was also an incident here in Toronto where people came home from their walk or being out or wherever, and there was somebody in their bathroom and they got killed. So when things like that happen, your mind starts racing. But I was fine. There was no one in my apartment. I also worked with a lady who had worked in the Canadian, I think she said she was in the Army or the Navy or something, at Teleperformance. And she told me how there was this guy that was obsessed with her, and she came home one day, he was the landlord, and he was sitting in her apartment naked. And she kept telling him, I'm not interested in you, go home. And then she said, I'm going to call your wife. The wife said, oh yeah, you sleep with him. So it's very weird, very weird things that, when you hear about these things, you panic. But anyway, I'm fine. So that's a technique I adopt. I use it even when I'm working with children, when I used to take the children's liturgy. Some of the children are very, very small. So even just coming away from their parents for that short time, you have to reassure them, you have to calm them down, make them feel comfortable with you, and then move forward with the class. So that's what I wanted to share for today. I hope it helps others. I'm touching on a variety of things because I want to have a good portfolio that people can tap into, or even when I get invited to speak, I can speak on a range of different topics, not just one thing, and also how I use them in my HR work, in my church work, and also for my personal use.